some terrorist is still running around in my Prius. But yeah, maybe it still needs a timing chain. I don't know. Either way. I think one problem with this new camera setup is I am very right on, but you are like very tilted.
And I hate my side profile, so that's
do you?
I do.
Oh, I don't mind my side profile. Okay.
You have a nice side profile.
Thank you. Do you not?
No, I don't think I do. But
What if we do like a little bit of this?
that's better. Did you say that's better?
Yeah, I would say that's better. Although, you're still in.
Perfect.
Cool.
Okay.
So as you can all see, we have a fancy new podcast setup.
Yeah.
We are injecting time and effort into this.
Well, Charlie has. I just show up.
Yeah. Well, you show up and perform. So I appreciate
in the
that.
same hoodie as last week.
Yeah. Let's not mention that one. I am wearing the Michigan Go Blue sweatshirt because Michigan is playing Ohio State this weekend, and I don't like Ohio State. I would rather Michigan win.
None of us really like Ohio State. I don't even watch football, and I don't like Ohio State.
Smart man. Yeah, we've got a new camera. It's nice and crispy.
Yeah.
And then you can see when we switch here to look at cars on Copart, you can still see us to see our genuine reactions.
That's right.
As we go, wow, Chris, this is a very destroyed but quite desirable Porsche.
I've got some good Copart cars for you for
good.
later.
All right, I'm looking forward to that.
Today's podcast sponsored by Sweet Lauren's Cookies.
Made by your beloved
Emily.
Shout out, Emily.
Would you like to have one?
Yeah, I would. And they are gluten-free.
Yes, we did
ladies
this
and
on
gentlemen.
purpose because Charlie struggles with gluten.
All right, breaking into it here. This is good because I'm hungry. It's going to give me a nice sugar boost. So I can be really enthusiastic about the Blazer. Okay. It was a little dense, but I like that. Usually get that without the egg. Because these are vegan.
This is the first step to veganism.
Nice chocolate. Oh, thank you. Should get these from Trader Joe's?
No, they're from Kroger.
Wow. Okay. What did you say the name was?
Sweet Lauren's is the company. Lauren, Loren.
Oh. That's not like Lorenz.
Could be.
What? Welcome, everyone, to episode, what did I say, 48? 48 of the Daily Motor Podcast. I'll have to excuse my chewing. That's what you all come to Daily Motor for, is passenger seat car reviews and podcasts where we chew. Have you ever tried chewing tobacco?
What? No. You have?
No.
Oh.
I don't know. I don't make judges about your life without asking you first.
No, I've never consumed any sort of tobacco.
Really?
Never tried a cigarette. Have you tried a cigarette?
No.
Neither have I.
Well, I got
Might happen someday, but
little virgin lungs.
Yeah, same.
Except for all the gasoline that I've smelled throughout my years.
And spray paint.
Did you like the smell of gasoline growing up? Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I used to love going to the gas station and getting to smell it. Or you know what smell I really liked as a kid? I grew up around a lot of classic cars. And classic cars,
Lighted gasoline?
Classic cars have like a distinct smell.
Probably the lead literally burning your brain cells.
Possibly, but also like the interior smell of classic cars. But also when they're running. Also when they're running. Yeah. Yeah.
Asbestos in the interior somewhere, probably. Yeah,
I grew up going to this place called RM, which is actually a pretty well-known auction company, but they had a warehouse in Ypsi. I think I've told this story before. Or I guess it was more than a warehouse. It was a showroom. You could walk in there and, they had offices for some of their higher up people. It was just on River Street. And my grandpa used to take me there, and that kind of like sparked my whole interest for cars. But all the guys there knew me, and, I would always walk in there and impress them and be like, that's that. When I was like 4 years old, I'd walk in and name all the cars.
That's cute.
I sat in some awesome stuff. I sat in a Jaguar XJ220.
No way.
As like a 6-year-old. I sat in a number of old Ferraris. I saw the Ferrari. I don't know. I don't think I sat in it because it was much too valuable. The Ferrari 250
Is it a Dino?
No, the 250 GT thing that's owned by the former presenter of Top Gear, Chris Evans or whatever his name is.
Gotcha.
But the black Ferrari 250. Actually, James May drove it on Top Gear.
You've seen that car?
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Yeah, because it was bought from an RM auction, and it was in Ipsy briefly before it got shipped over to Europe.
I told you that I sat in the same Ford GT as Jeremy Clarkson drove on the special, right?
The red one?
Mm-hmm.
I met the girl who made that happen, who coordinated that episode.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, we're all connected in some way or another.
Laura? Oh, I don't know. I'm forgetting her name. I've only met her once, but very sweet girl.
Season 2 of Clarkson's Farm should be coming out here
January.
soon. Why is it that long?
I don't know, but they've already confirmed season 3.
Right.
They confirmed season 3 before they even announced, they confirmed season 3 before they announced season 2 date, season 2 release date.
Right, which is a bit strange because what if season 2 goes poorly and no one watches it, then they're already committed to season 3.
I've watched season 1 twice.
Oh, wow.
Because I watched it once by myself, and then Emily got upset that I didn't watch it with her. And then we watched it again, and she loved it. So,
yeah, we were watching it a bit with Alyssa's parents, and I was just remembering how entertaining it was.
Yeah, it's funny.
Yeah, he's a great presenter.
Oh, so you've sat somewhere that Jeremy Clarkson has sat.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Chris has met him.
Yeah. Apparently, nice guys.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't imagine anyone not being nice to Chris, but
that's true. Yeah. S tier human, as we say.
So we have another fun thing for this episode. We have a delivery of Matchbox vehicles, which my brother Nathan got for me. You guys would remember Nathan from previous podcasts. He got these for me a while ago, and I feel bad I haven't opened them yet. So we're gonna do an unboxing here.
What do we have in there, Charlie? It's 5 Charlie vehicles.
Yes, 5 very Charlie vehicles.
How many of those have you owned? You've owned at least one of them. I guess you've only owned one.
Yeah.
You almost owned 2 of them because you tried buying it inside.
Well, let's take this one at a time here. First of all, how are we gonna get this open?
Here, let me see it.
Yeah. Chris is more patient with these sort of things.
Yes, but I've also opened 5 packs.
Yeah, he's a very experienced car box opener. First car is what looks to be a Gen 2 Prius in NYC taxi livery, which is kind of cool. Very common car. But I did own a Gen 2 Prius. Thank you, Chris. That was elegant. Yes, this is a second generation Prius. Mine had a lot of miles on it, like 250,000. And I believe that the engine was on its way out.
Oh, did you tell the person you sold it to that?
No.
Oh, good.
This is what happened. I had my Prius, and I was pretty sure the engine was making some awful sounds. And I think I took it into the Toyota dealership, and they were like, "Yeah, you're going to need a new motor." And I was like, "That's unfortunate because I'm in college and broke as a delivery driver at the time. A great car for a delivery driver." And much like delivery drivers who drive Priuses do, I had my eye on an Infiniti M35X that I really wanted.
Oh, good.
And one popped up. Well, here was my situation. I was going to buy either an Infiniti M35, a Lexus GS of the same year, same vintage, 2006 generation-ish, or an Acura RL. Whatever one came up best option first, I was going to purchase that. This 2006 Infiniti M35X with about 180,000 miles popped up near us, Plymouth, Michigan. It was at one of those like buy here, pay here, like unfortunate sort of car lots. It wasn't ghetto, but it was just like the cars are packed in way too tight. It's a small lot. Excuse me. And this was my first car purchase from a dealer ever.
Oh, yeah.
Well, my cars before that had been from my father. And I bought the Prius off Craigslist.
Yeah.
So the Infiniti was going to be my first, I'm going to a dealer. And I was looking forward to that experience because we grow up, like you were just talking about the auction house, going to the dealers and dreaming of the day we get to have do this transaction as an adult.
Yep.
And the guy was just kind of like a used car salesman sleazeball. Like he couldn't be bothered sort of thing. And I went in and told him I'm interested in this vehicle. And I got the runaround of oh, well, we have someone else who's really interested in it, which even throughout the whole process, I was like, that's probably not actually true. It's probably just a tactic to get me to buy it quick sort of thing. But I test drove it and it was actually in pretty darn good shape. The interior was, you could tell, very well maintained. The Carfax was checked out pretty well. It was like a third owner car. I would be the third owner sort of thing.
Yeah.
And drove well, a lot of good things. The car itself was very good, but So I was like, I want to purchase this and everything like that. I didn't need to finance it, which I think was another reason they were probably not that interested, because that's how a lot of those used car dealerships make extra money, is the financing interest.
Right.
But I wasn't financing through them or anything like that. And they were like, do you want to trade in? And I was like, yeah, I've got this Prius that I'd like to trade in. Well, it was like an afternoon or something like that, kind of getting close to closing time. And the guy like couldn't be bothered to test drive the car. Like I
don't feel bad at all then.
Exactly. He was just busy doing other things. I gave him all the objective specs of the car. I told him, mileage, everything like that. I gave him all the info, and they were only giving me like $1,000 on trade or something like that.
Oh, okay.
I think it was probably $1,500 on trade. But before the check engine lights were on and everything like that. So before I got there, pulled up to the dealership, I went to a parking lot, unplugged the battery, waited 10 minutes. Plugged it back in. All the codes were gone. So I pulled up. I'm like, no check engine lights or anything. And he says something like, no, nothing's wrong with the car, right? And I was like, I mean, feel free to go drive it. And he was like, no, that's okay. I got other things I can do. I'm like, okay. That's on you then, buddy. So yeah, traded it in and left with my Infiniti. I was a very, very happy individual. And that Prius sat on their used car site, their website, for months.
Really? What'd they have it listed for?
Something optimistic.
$4,000.
Something like that, yeah. But I don't know what ended up happening. I take that back. I believe I ran a Carfax on it like last year, and it got shipped to Cambodia. So some terrorist is still running around in my Prius. But yeah, maybe it still needs a timing chain. I don't know. Either way. So that's my story with this car.
Where is Cambodia?
Did you say where?
Yeah.
Africa? No, Cambodia. Sorry.
I was going to say, why?
No, it's down by Vietnam. That's like the special in Top Gear. They go to Cambodia for a bit in the Vietnam special.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Why would that be a terrorist? Anyways.
I'm going to have to cut things from this podcast now if I say too much more. This second vehicle is a 2000... Oh, I could have looked up the year of this Prius. This Prius was a 2009.
Ooh.
Late model. This was... I think 2012 was when they first... No, 2010 was the first year of the Gen 3.
That's a last model.
This is a last model year.
That's a be sought after.
Mm-hmm. Yep, very desirable. Make sure to display that there. The next is a BMW i3, specifically a 2015.
You like the i3?
No, I hate the i3, which is interesting because it would seem like the type of car I would like.
Yeah.
Cheapest car you could get with a carbon fiber tub. Entirely carbon fiber tub on it. Plug-in hybrid or full electric. I'd gotten one once at Car and Driver 10 Best when I worked there, and I got halfway home, and I disliked it so much I turned around and went and got a different vehicle. And that wasn't the first time I'd driven one, but I was sort of giving it a second chance. There's something weird about the i3, aside from the fact it cost as much as it did, and it's got staggered wheel tire setup for the range extender model and everything.
Yeah.
It just doesn't feel right inside. It kind of feels like you're driving a golf cart, but not in like a fun Nissan Leaf sort of way.
Yeah.
Kind of just like I'm not in a BMW sort of way. So I like this car in theory, but don't like it in practice.
Yeah.
Next up, we have a 2010 Honda Insight. This is a Prius knockoff, essentially.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, so these two cars, you can see how remarkably similar they are, although the scales seem to be slightly different. But yeah, very, very similar sort of vehicles. Even in the back, they still have kind of the split window design and everything. I very much like the first gen Insight.
Yeah, you tried to buy one.
Yeah, I did.
But then the owner scrapped it instead of selling it to you.
Thanks, Steven. But the second gen Insight is cool. It's just not as cool as the Prius, although it looks better than the Prius. Third up, we have a
2009 International E-Star.
Yes, this is something we don't get here, I believe, in the States. And
International is a brand that we get. Big trucks and stuff.
It's probably some sort of electric delivery van that got like 40 miles before needing to be recharged.
Speaking of which, I've been hearing from a source that the E-Transit is only good for about 65 miles.
Yeah, the base one.
That's terrible.
It is, but you have to realize how a lot of those vehicles are being used. If you're a delivery company that simply does city deliveries all day and most of the time is spent just kind of idling and getting things in and out of the truck,
But wouldn't the heat be using up a lot of that energy as well? So I guess if you lived in somewhere warm.
Yeah, heat or cooling, but still, think of how much driving you could do around just like Metro Ann Arbor, for example, on just 60 miles. A good bit.
That's quite a large vehicle to be doing city things, though.
No, it's not.
A transit is massive.
I know, but you have to be doing deliveries. You're doing work, Chris.
Yeah. It needs more range.
Let's ask Keone real quick how many miles he would drive on a beer delivery. He delivered beer in a previous life.
Did he really?
Yeah.
You want me to go get him?
Yeah, go ask him. Go tell him we have a question for him here. Bring him in.
I'll ask him and I'll let you know.
No. I want him. If he's not too busy, tell him we have a question for him on the podcast, and I want to ask him. The last car here we have is a Nissan Leaf. This is a 2018 model. This would be the refreshed model. It's got the two-tone red and black roof. I don't mind the Leaf, but it is not my favorite because I like the Bolt better. Hello, Keone.
All brand original.
Yep, it's the sponsor of the podcast. You take a seat right here. That's okay. Yeah,
It smells so good in here.
it's this fall themed candle we have. Everybody say hi to Keone from Cap's Garage.
How's it going, everybody?
So we have a question for you. In a previous lifetime, you delivered beer around town.
Yes.
Do you know off the top of your head roughly how many miles you would do in like a day of delivering?
Ooh, that is a great question. So I'd have different routes, and route would be based out of Ann Arbor. I could go to Birmingham, back to Ann Arbor to do delivery. Round trip,
Birmingham's probably 40 miles from Ann Arbor.
40 miles, and then all around Birmingham. So I'd have pretty close to each other. I don't think they would be really far from 10 miles each. So
No, that's not right. Because if you're just going from Ann Arbor up to Birmingham,
well, it's not just one delivery there; it's all around Birmingham.
well, let's do a quick over.
300.
Let's tell him why we're asking this. So the E-Transit.
Oh yeah, it's gonna die.
It's getting like 65 miles of range.
For the base model. And I was telling Chris that there are a lot of people like who do just local city deliveries all day.
Yeah.
And you got to think like New York City as well, or like, they could probably spend all day just within a little like 3-mile radius doing deliveries to different shops. But let's go. Well, that one I can't vouch for. Wow, look how accurate I was with the mileage on Birmingham. 39.9.
There you go.
So
Yeah.
the E-Transit would not.
That's just
But-
to get there.
So you'd get to Birmingham and then you'd be like around this area?
Like I would go to the Target there. I would come probably all the way out to like the borders. Maybe it'd only be one stop in Birmingham, and then I would go West Bloomfield, all around those like small lakes, liquor stores and stuff.
You ever get up to Pontiac? So here we got about 8 stops for you here all around, and then come back to Ann Arbor.
You ain't gonna make it.
Yeah, that's 124 miles. That's a good amount. That'd be tough.
24.
Tough with the but that's for the base E-Transit. I assume they have an extended one. That's probably more. Let us know in the comments.
That's like a 12-hour day right there.
Yeah. Yeah. Would there ever be days that you only deliver around Ann Arbor? Or like Dexter, Ann Arbor?
Yeah, so it'd be
stuff?
like, we got an Ann Arbor one. Start 5, 6 a.m. Liquor stores and stuff don't open till like 9. Start there, but then you drive probably out towards Chelsea first.
To start
and
the
then,
faraway ones,
you
get the
pass
commuting
that,
done.
Come to Ann Arbor, do deliveries.
So that could be
there.
done on like 60, 70 miles.
Like Ann Arbor routes, city-based routes, you could probably roll with it. Be very
Sure.
heavy.
You are regenning a good amount of that.
But also, you'd
Mhm.
only take so much too.
And you probably, you don't have to disclose if you don't want, but you probably weren't doing like 75 on the highway. You're probably doing like 65.
Yeah. Yeah, 65. Yeah. It's teetered 68, but I'd keep it around 65.
Cool. Well, we appreciate your expertise.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Absolutely. All right, this is a Kellogg's All Brand Original
There you go.
interview.
And we've interrupted him from fixing
Ooh. Hey, getting them done. So for my unnecessary defense of the Ford Transit, I do think there are reasons why people would be interested in a car like that.
Okay.
But admittedly, yes, I looked at that and was a bit disappointed in the range. But
What did you say about the Nissan Leaf?
Two-tone roof.
Yeah. We had a red one last year.
A while back.
This year was blue. Last year we had a red one.
Yep. Hopefully we have no more, because I'm not a big fan of the Leaf.
Nissan Leafs?
Yeah. Did I tell you that Alyssa and I are considering buying a Bolt?
Yes, you told me last week.
Yeah.
Because you said it was the best new car to buy.
That's right. I'm glad we talked. Yeah. Different video series.
Yep.
Cool. Well, this week at Daily Motor HQ, we had a Chevy Blazer, which we had been looking forward to for quite some time.
I wish we had the sound effect panel.
Someday, once we start getting a few more viewers to the Daily Motor podcast, we'll yay clap 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 clap. Then you and I'll have to start wearing headphones.
Oh, that's
we can
fine.
Hear the
that's
claps.
fine.
Look like professional podcasters. Yeah, we had the Chevy Blazer. Better than we both expected.
Seems to be a trend with these GM SUVs because the same thing happened with the Traverse.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think it's because we expect them to be awful.
Well,
and they're okay.
We expect them to be awful because we don't particularly care for the sort of people that buy them. Is that can I say that?
Chris, everybody. I think that's fair.
Okay. Well, we just don't like when we're driving on the road and there's an Equinox 3 inches from our bumper, and
I do think once we have an Equinox, that'll be like the great.
We're not gonna like the Equinox.
You don't think?
No,
why not?
Don't think so.
Okay, so would you have the the Blazer over a Telluride?
No.
How about a Palisade?
No.
How about a Traverse?
No.
How about a Passport?
No.
How about a Pilot?
No.
How about a Santa Fe?
No.
How about a Grand Cherokee?
No.
How about a CX-9?
No.
How about an Enclave?
Yes.
How about a Sorrento? You had a Sorrento down in Florida.
Yeah, I know I did. That's pretty even for me.
How about an Ascent?
Oh, yeah, I'd have the Blazer over an Ascent.
How about a Durango?
No, I'd have the Durango.
Here's a better question. Which would you rather be associated
Ford Edge
with?
is last.
Durango owners or Blazer owners?
Blazer.
Okay.
Because Durango owners go to takeovers and do donuts. I'm not associated with that.
We got a comment about our Charger review and it being that car being ruined by takeover culture.
Yeah, totally.
Ford Edge. U.S. News and Reports. What are you doing with the Nissan Pathfinder this far down? It's quite a good car.
I've never driven a Pathfinder.
Well, you will be next month. And the Highlander. That's a bit surprising as well. Ooh, you'd probably have it over an Atlas, wouldn't you? The Blazer.
Yeah, which is a shame because I really like the way the Atlas looks, but it just sucks.
How about the Explorer?
Yeah, I'd probably have it over an Explorer, honestly, unless I could get an Explorer Timberlake or, well, no, maybe I wouldn't. The Timberlake I don't really do. The Timberlake is good for roads, though, around here.
Only roads that you have to drive fewer than 10,000 miles to get there, though, because if you drive more than 10,000 miles, your transmission will blow up.
It was way before 10,000 when the transmission blew up. I had a friend with a Timberline, and it went boom.
Yeah. Ooh, here's an interesting one. The Nissan Murano. That is like for Altima drivers who need more space.
Yeah. Yeah, those are always going 300 up the left lane.
Yep. Chevy Blazer, they have ranked 20th.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's above the 4Runner, though?
4Runner sucks.
No, it doesn't.
I'll fight any of you.
4Runner's cool.
It's cool,
I mean,
but
objectively, yeah, but it's cool.
They have the 4Runner ranked dead last. Wow.
The Blazer is right above it. Why is it ranked so low? Who's writing that? Who's doing these?
Zach DeWheel. The 2022 Chevy Blazer ranks near the back of the midsize SUV class. The Blazer has strong engine performance, composed handling, and a user-friendly touchscreen, but it also has cumbersome ergonomics, which, aside from the turn signal stock, I don't agree with.
He means the vents, probably.
Not a
they're
Camaro
blocky.
enthusiast.
Oh, look what you have ads for on the right, 2 of them.
Yes. And there's already $1,200 off. Anyway, an undersized cargo area and a firm ride. Well, he is right about the ride.
Yeah, the ride's not very good.
Yeah, maybe they gave him one with 21-inch wheels.
They also gave him, although they could have given him a base model also.
Below average backseat and cargo space, underwhelming cabin materials, firm ride.
I thought the materials were decent. He must not have had.
They were okay. They were on par with that Cadillac. Yeah. Should I buy? It's worth a look, especially if you like its Camaro-inspired styling. But ultimately, there are better options. You know, he does have a good point here because think about how much you and I loved the Honda Passport Trail Sport.
I liked that one quite a bit.
And I would have that much over the Blazer.
Yeah, I would too.
Yeah. Also get a V6.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And also get about the same fuel economy, even though you have that extra.
Yes, but a much worse sound system. The Blazer has a pretty decent. Did you give it a B?
I think it's not. I think it's a B minus, like just a hair above C.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I had to be fair to other B tier systems, and it's definitely not like a solid B, but it was okay.
But the Passport is a D.
Yeah, Passport's dang awful. Anything else about the Blazer?
We want to talk about
poor throttle tuning.
I was just gonna say,
and it's not even it's both the tuning and sometimes it got very jumpy and
it embarrassed Charlie in the Costco parking lot.
Yeah, I looked like a Blazer driver.
Yeah, at least it was a Blazer and it wasn't something like a Macan or something that really made you look like an idiot.
Yeah, and then I just remembered that the Santa Fe that we were in, I liked that so much, and it cost like $38,000 or whatever, 30 something.
Yeah,
and you could get the hybrid, and it was excellent. And then I'm just like, why do you buy a car like the Blazer? Like, you're just pretty much admitting to yourself and everyone around you that you're okay with an average life.
I was gonna say, I think it's people that just really couldn't be bothered to spend the time to do any research because their family has always driven GMs, so they go to the Chevy dealer, walk in, and just have whatever they have, you know?
It's like when you go to something like Trader Joe's or, I don't know, Meijer or something like that, and you're like, wow, this is actually pretty reasonably priced for whatever you're getting. And then there's some people who just simply go to Walmart.
The Blazer is Walmart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Blazer is definitely the Walmart of cars.
A lot of GM vehicles.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
Yeah. And that's the thing is you can get nice things at Walmart.
Yeah,
sometimes you buy something from Walmart. I just ordered a TV from Walmart today. Like, for that function, it's going to work really well.
Yeah.
But like, you're just kind of telling people, like, I'm okay with Walmart.
Yeah. I'm not okay with Walmart. One time I offended somebody very badly before my time here at Daily Motor.
Yeah, because we never say anything offensive at Daily Motor.
I worked for an event. I won't say what company it was. It was an event company. And basically what we did was set up, tear down, and it was for automotive events. So I was out at this automotive event, and we were setting up for the people to come the next day.
Looking forward to this story.
And they would always provide clothing to us. So, like, depending on what company we were representing, they would give us branded, like, polo shirts and hats and everything. For some reason, this event, they forgot to get polos, but like they gave us shorts, they gave us shoes, they gave us hats, everything. But one of the manager guys that was there, who was like setting everything up, he's like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna give you guys like $20 cash. Like, just run down. You take your rental car and run down to Walmart and get some polos." And I was like, I don't know why I was acting like this, but I was like, "Oh, I'm not wearing clothes from Walmart." I was like, "I'm not gonna wear a polo from Walmart," and he got so offended. And like, I didn't even mean it that way. I was just like, well, why wouldn't I just like walk over? Like, why wouldn't I just like go somewhere else and spend $20 and get like a couple of nicer polo shirts that aren't going to be like extremely uncomfortable to wear? And he like this dude like didn't talk to me for the rest of the time we were at the event because he was so put off by me saying I didn't want to wear a Walmart polo. So it's always interesting to me, the sort of things that like trigger people. Because this was a kind of guy that you figure probably drives a Ram with his big tow mirrors out on the highway. Can you picture the sort of person I'm talking about, who would just be like, "Oh, everything's just the way this way," and then you say, "Oh, I don't want to wear a shirt from Walmart," and he gets triggered like a supposedly triggered liberal, you know?
Yeah. Well, that's because his truck payment is more than his house payment.
That's probably right.
Yeah. That's just one of those mistakes you make in your younger 20s of like not quite realizing the impact of your words.
Yeah. It's so funny. I was just thinking about that the other day. I was like, I would never say anything like that now, but I was probably 20.
Yeah.
So it was like 4 years ago.
That's pretty unbranded for a 20-year-old.
Yeah. I mean, I was just like, I don't know. I don't want to wear a shirt from Walmart. And he just really didn't like that.
It's one of those things where you're not wrong. You just, it's the
just
way
don't
it
say
came
it.
off.
Yeah. And also just don't say it.
Yeah.
Because then you could still not go to Walmart and just go somewhere else, and you don't have to advertise it, you know?
That's being an adult.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. So the Chevy Blazer, everyone.
the Walmart of cars.
Yeah. We also had, not the Walmart of trucks, the 2022 Toyota Tundra TRD Pro.
Yes.
I did not love this truck.
I liked it, but I didn't love it. It was orange, even though a lot of people told me it was red, which was strange. Technically, solar octane was the color.
I don't think octane has a color.
Does it? It was a shame that they called it solar octane because you couldn't then use that as proof that it was orange. Like, I wish they would have called it solar orange.
What if they did something...
What?
What if they did something like Ford, where you go, this truck is yellow, and somebody goes, no, it's not, it's orange, and you say, but look at the color name, it's
oh, it's cyber orange. Yeah, that's which is like this actually. This is like looks just like cyber orange, and it's very clearly yellow.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, but
the problem with the Tundra is that it's Japan, specifically Toyota, trying to build an F-150.
Yes.
F-150 is the sales leader in America and everything. I get why they would want to do that. The problem is people who buy F-150s want to buy F-150s. Your father, who is a habitual F-150 buyer, probably isn't going to go down to a Toyota dealer. Even if they made the exact same truck but made it 10 times better, I still don't think he's going to leave his faithful Ford dealer, whom he's been buying vehicles from for generations, and go buy a Toyota. So they need to not target F-150 buyers. They need to stay true to their loyal base of people who want Tundras and make the truck simple, reliable, straightforward, and feel unique. It doesn't do any of that.
No, it's very just kind of there.
Yeah. You like the looks. I think it's ugly.
I do like the looks quite a bit. I think it's nice looking. I don't like some of the weird gimmicky things that they put on it, like the camo wheel arch. Like fender flares that are like camo, the seats that are camo underneath the perforation. It's just all a bit much. I think that I agree with you that they could kind of just simplify things a little bit and it would make it so much better. It feels like it's trying too hard. Like a boardroom full of Japanese men in business suits sat down and they're saying, what do Americans want? Well, they want camo wheel arches and camo seats and a big light bar on the front and a huge Toyota script everywhere and a huge TRD Pro molded into the tailgate. It's just all a bit much.
They have those silly orange truck lights that are in the grill.
Oh, yeah.
And the Raptor started those in the half-ton truck market because it needed them because it was the width where it required that because the Raptor's huge
on the fenders.
And then the TRX did the same thing because it's also huge. The TRD Pro Tundra, it's not large enough to have
It isn't very wide,
no, but yet it still does. And they even say a little TRD in it. So it's clearly just a design thing.
Yeah, it's a lot of reminders of. Yeah.
Here's a good example of what I'm talking about. A few years ago, Nathan and I reviewed and compared a TRD Pro Tundra versus a Nissan Titan Pro 4X. On paper and on first impression, everything was better about the Nissan. The Nissan was nicer inside, like much more recently updated, better powertrain, all this stuff. But Nathan and I ultimately ended up picking the Tundra because it spoke to your soul. You got in it and it had that rumbly V8 with the TRD exhaust, and it was just a fun vehicle to be in. It had some pizzazz and some character. This, not so much at all. My father got in it, who's an ex-TRD Pro Tundra owner, and is supercharged, I will add.
Yep.
And he was like, he's always been interested in this truck. He's always, because it's the same truck as he had. He's like, it's a new one. It's really, really cool. And he was like, yeah, it's fast, but it wasn't exciting fast. It sounded weird. Yeah, it's just a shame because it's just, if Nissan had come up with a truck like this, we wouldn't be surprised.
No.
But it's the fact that Toyota did.
And that's a good segue into this whole thing with Toyota lately. And we talked about this on the last podcast, is how they've been kind of going, like overstepping what they usually do with some of their newer tech.
Yeah, it's like they're trying to make up from those years that they were way behind the curve.
But that's why we liked them.
I know.
Is that they felt a little bit old, and that was okay.
Yeah.
Like, that's why I like the Lexus GX so much. I know you don't particularly care for the GX, but that's a big reason
I at least respect it.
I love the GX.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. Toyota got themselves to be the largest automaker in the world doing what they did.
Yeah.
Why are they screwing with that?
I don't know. Lots of turbocharging happening as well.
Yeah, that's not why people bought Toyotas.
Yeah.
So many people out there, millions of people would rather have a naturally aspirated Camry.
Yes.
Because they know exactly what they're getting.
Yes.
And if they can't get that anymore, they're going to, I mean, they're not going to have any loyalty to Toyota anymore after that, I feel like.
Yeah. We'll have to see what happens.
We'll have to see too.
Maybe they'll switch back.
That'd be cool. I mean, the Prius looks promising.
Prius looks awesome.
Yeah, new Prius looks great. Again, I hope it just sticks to being a good Prius. Because that's the thing, the current gen Prius, we all hate the way it looks.
Yeah, it's hideous.
But every time we get one as a test vehicle, we go, it's actually pretty good.
No, you do.
No, Amos did as well.
Oh,
He liked the last Prius we had so much that he was like, maybe I should just buy one of these. And I was like, Chris, that's stupid. There's no reason for that. And he's like, yeah, you're right. But like for that brief bit there, he was like, this is a really good car at a great price. Yeah. You didn't like the Prius?
No. But it's also been 2 years. So I've driven a lot more things now.
Yeah. Yeah. You liked the Leaf back then too, and you've come around for that.
I liked the Leaf. I liked the red Leaf. I liked that Leaf.
Yeah. This one. Right?
Yeah. And then the blue one I didn't like very much.
Yeah. So the Tundra does have good things going on for it. Don't get me wrong. It is very powerful.
Yes.
We did a good amount of towing with it. It towed very well. It was stable. I was a bit curious with how much the rear end sagged with the trailer on it.
I think it may just be because the TRD suspension is so soft.
Yeah. But on the road, it felt fine. It pulled strong. You got tow and tow plus modes. So that's good. You can do extra towing with it. Huge tow rating as well, which... I mean, all trucks, no truck could ever come down in tow rating, heaven forbid.
Right.
The infotainment screen is quite good. Toyota's done a great job getting that.
Google Maps.
Yep, good getting that. They didn't exactly outsource it. They made a separate, like a subcontracted, a company that's owned by Toyota but isn't Toyota to focus solely on their new infotainments, and it's quite good.
Yeah.
And I mean, the interior's straightforward. There's physical climate controls, physical volume knob. The sound system is actually pretty decent.
Yeah, it was like a B.
Yeah, but a strong B, not a Blazer B.
Yeah, JBLs are always just middle of the road for me.
Right.
They never really blow me away.
And what they did with it is they made it very artificially enhanced. So the bass is really good, and the like high end trebles like really hit, and there's a big center speaker right there.
How high would the volume go? What number do you remember?
I don't know.
I had it at like 45, and I didn't want to turn it any louder. But it wasn't super loud.
Yeah. So, yeah, we've all spent time in different Toyotas now, different Tundras. I would be interested to spend time in a cheap one, like an SR, SR5, and just see what that's like. And then I liked my time in like the Limited, the 1794. I haven't driven a Capstone, but I think those make a little bit more sense. Because then it's like, well, you're getting a Ram interior with more reliability, presumably. So that's nice, at least.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, I would like to just have that 5.7 Hemi in the Ram. And
you love a good V8
rotary shifter.
V8s and trucks, good.
Yep.
I think you know what it is? It's Ford's fault, because Ford is the one that they started the twin turbo V6 trend in trucks.
You can still get a 5-liter though, right?
Yeah.
You have to probably like beg and plead get one though.
Yeah, they usually only have EcoBoosts on the lot. So if they have anything on the lot.
You know what you can still get? 6.2 from Chevy. That Silverado we had.
I was just gonna say that
not that much more than
Silverado's been my favorite still over the F-150 and the Tundra. Haven't spent really much time in a Ram besides the TRX.
Maybe we should leave here and we should go to a GMC dealer, and I should put on a deposit for a GMC Sierra EV.
That escalated quickly.
I just think that's gonna be like the Sierra is the best truck out right now.
Yeah, aren't those like $100,000?
Maybe.
You're gonna spend.
I expect Daily Motor to be doing much better in 2024.
Okay. Yeah, clearly.
Everyone, smash like and subscribe so that we can.
I'm gonna go put a deposit down on a Macan EV then. If you're doing that.
Well, nobody's gonna watch that. I damn near guarantee you, if we were to be one of the first few thousand people to get our hands on a Sierra EV, we would get like thousands and tens and thousands of views. Like it would make up a lot.
Yeah, like the Hummer.
Yeah, exactly. So, would you give good car status to the Tundra?
I don't know.
Yeah, I know. It's a shame, but I don't think I would.
Okay.
Yeah, all right, so let's go through our 3 things. How is it to drive?
It's good. Okay, mostly.
And you don't have to listen to it.
Yeah, that doesn't sound
It
very
makes
good.
noise all the time.
Yeah, it does.
Shifts like a CVT. But the transmission is never really stumbly either.
No. It's
It's a good
it's
amount
a
of
smooth
power.
10-speed. Yeah.
So it's okay to drive. How would it be to own?
Annoying because the rear doors don't have proxy key.
Yeah, that is annoying. If you have your hands somewhat full and you go to reach out and to open the rear door and
Yeah.
it's locked, you have to go to the front first, press the unlock button, go back to the rear.
Yeah, it's annoying.
And you also can't lock it from the back then either.
Yeah, no.
Yep. And
Okay, bad car.
yeah, and then how well does it execute its purpose? I mean, we're talking about a $70,000 truck. That's better be pretty freaking special for that.
Yep.
Yeah. So at least the TRD Pro model, not a good car. Sorry. Doesn't mean bad car. It's just not a doesn't
Middle
have
of the road.
the DM stamp of approval.
Yeah.
Did we drive anything else last week?
No, we
You
had
drove my Escape.
I did.
You enjoyed
I
that.
like the Escape. Yeah,
Yeah.
the seats are nice and hot. Goes smooth down the road. I mean,
Has a bump and subwoofer.
yeah, sound system. Yeah, that was my main takeaway. Is the sound
Mm-hmm.
system is decent for a 14-year-old car.
Did you listen to any songs about drugs or depression in it?
Yes, I did.
Good.
Yeah, and they sounded quite good. I thought you'd appreciate that.
Yep.
I came back with it bumping. I was hoping that we would like
I would
cross
hear it,
paths.
And I'd hear it, and I'd just
But
see you.
yeah. No, I like the Escape.
Yeah.
We need to give the viewers like a dedicated video on that car before
Yeah.
you sell it.
Yeah, we should. Yeah, because I do. It's one of those cars that like I think people should consider if they're buying a used car.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Escape Hybrid. This week at Daily Motor Headquarters, we have a 2023 Infiniti Q50.
Is it a 23?
I believe it is. Yeah, we're one of the first loans on it. It's quite beautiful. It's in a dark gray metallic and a, as Chris put it, nearly natural brown interior.
Yes, it's almost like a Porsche color. The schedule does say Q50. I was under the impression all week and all last week I was really not looking forward to having a QX50 because that is another car made by Infiniti.
Yes.
It's like the poopy little crossover thing that's... Well, we had the QX55 and we didn't like it very much. But I was like, oh, okay, QX50, whatever, it'll be fine. And then we're leaving out to go shoot our Tundra wrap up this morning, and a Q50 pulls in, and Charlie goes, oh, there's our car. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's a Q50, it's not a QX50. So that was good. I don't know why I was misreading the schedule all week, but...
Yeah, that's okay. I'd rather you be pleasantly surprised.
I was quite happy, and even happier when I saw the interior.
Yeah, the interior is nice. It was a fine car to drive on our little intro thing.
Yeah, we already took it out briefly.
Mm-hmm.
Turbo V6.
Yeah, twin turbo V6.
7-speed auto, all-wheel drive, probably. There's no window sticker, so we don't know for sure. Actually, no, well, we
It says on
tested
the
it.
back. Yeah.
It's got all-wheel drive. It's a pretty, I mean, I know we've talked about the interior already twice, but like
if you're a
interior is
businessman
beautiful.
who wants a luxury sedan, Infiniti still
It's
will
got
give you
hooks
one.
in the back for your linen jackets.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and it's gonna probably be dead reliable. I mean, what could go wrong on that car at
The
this point?
turbos.
But at this point, they've been building those turbos for a long time. You'd
True.
hope that they have them pretty well.
I think those cars are pretty reliable.
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah. Although I don't know, you're the Infiniti expert, so you would
I
know.
put over 200,000 miles on it. I mean, I didn't put them. It
You,
had.
you put what, like 30,000 on it
yeah,
or something?
30,
Yeah.
40,000. Yeah, very straight.
And you didn't have very many issues.
No, and I was.
Didn't the exhaust
hard
fall
on it.
off, or did you do that on purpose?
One of the mufflers rusted, a hole rusted.
So
in
instead of fixing it, you cut the other side off.
yes,
Okay.
just for a few weeks, I
That's
wanted to
good.
experience what true VQ ownership was
Yeah.
like. Yeah, I wanted to be like a 350Z for a little
Did
bit.
it sound
and it
good?
did sound exactly like a 350Z. And
What year was that in that you had that?
06. Oh, no, I had
What
it
year did you
in
have the car in?
2016, 17, 18.
Okay, so I would have been up in Midland, but if I was in Ypsi,
Around Ypsi.
you may have driven by me and I may have scoffed and been like, "What the hell?"
It was 3 weeks that the exhaust sounded like that. It was not that long. Yeah. No, I think we'll like our time with the Q50. I can expect little things to annoy us, like we haven't tried CarPlay in it yet. Perhaps that won't work
I think
well.
it was fine in the Q60, wasn't it? Is it wireless?
Probably wired.
Wired.
Yeah.
Does that system have Android Auto?
I didn't see a little thing for Android Auto on it, so but
It
we
doesn't
also
have it.
you'll have to check the window sticker.
Great.
The other car we have at DMHQ this week is a Honda Curve.
Mm-hmm. Now, I drove this car at the launch event in Washington State, and I think it was the most beautiful location for a launch event.
Like that.
It did look like that. Where is that?
Oh.
Why does it say the photographer name? It's okay. I credit the photographer. That they should do. But then they should also put the location of where it's taken. Anyways, the HRV it's an okay car in the way that it's good to drive in the handling department. I think it looks cool. Charlie thinks it looks like a guppy, but they've got some cool colors, very straightforward with trim levels as Honda is. And what's nice is that the EXL, the top trim level, actually gets smaller wheels.
He's right about this. And that's a great thing.
Yeah, it gets smaller wheels than the mid-grade car, the Sport. So if you get the luxury trim, you actually get a better ride for once, which is what more people should do.
Yeah, there are so many brands that put large wheels on the big trims, and they ride like crap. And it's like, I wonder why. Manufacturers are literally getting free air suspension by putting in bigger, squishier tires.
I know. Yeah, we drove it over the rough ride section, and it rides great.
Yeah, especially for a car that price point and everything.
It's the Civic for if you live in Michigan or if you have terrible roads. It's basically like the Midwest Civic.
Yeah.
Although, I'd still have a Civic, but just put some smaller wheels on it.
What I'm curious about here is, we don't want that.
What on earth?
Let's go here. I want to know what it's up against because it's a competitive.
It has got to be the
segment.
Most competitive segment right now.
Compact is more competitive.
Okay, so it's the second most competitive segment.
So off the bat, you've spent more time in it, but without spending the whole week in it, would you have it over a Mazda CX-30?
No.
Would you have it over a Kia Soul?
Yes.
Don't know because you haven't driven it.
No, I would because I don't want a Kia Soul.
Yeah. Would you have it over a Hyundai Kona?
I don't know. Can I have a Kona N?
No.
Can I have a Kona N line?
Yeah.
Okay, then I'd have the Kona.
Would you have it over the Kia Seltos, which you are very familiar with? No. He's thinking.
That's tough. The Seltos was okay, but I think I'd have the HRV over the Seltos.
Would you have it over the Volkswagen
Yes,
Taos?
I would have it over the Taos, absolutely.
Would you have it over that's itself. The Corolla Cross?
Yes, I'd have it over the Corolla Cross.
The Mini Cooper Countryman? That's way too expensive.
No, I'd have the Mini.
Subaru Crosstrek? We already know your answer.
I'd have the
that.
HRV.
The Hyundai Venue?
HRV.
The Encore GX?
HRV.
Trailblazer?
HRV.
Nissan Kicks?
HRV.
Buick Encore?
HRV.
Jeep Renegade?
HRV.
Nissan Rogue Sport.
I love how you skip the tracks.
I thought we already said the tracks, did we not? Oh, we said the Trailblazer. You're right. Well, we can.
Rogue
tracks,
Sport?
Yes. Rogue Sport, yes.
I don't like any of these cars.
CHR, yes. Yeah, for as competitive as the segment it is woeful,
I know, it's all just garbage. Yeah, the only good one is the CX-30.
This car should be a little bit higher because on paper it sucks.
Why?
But when you spend time in it, you're like, oh, this is actually like
is it like the Eclipse Cross?
It's honestly better.
Because I didn't hate the Eclipse Cross.
Right.
It was not good, but it wasn't as bad as I thought it would be.
Outlander Sport trash, CHR Spash, Rogue
Mitsubishi.
Sport trash, Trax trash, Renegade okay, Encore okay.
You think the Renegade's okay? You know the Renegade when it came out, it had this quirk where if you're going 80 miles an hour on the highway and you stood on the brakes, the rear wheels would come off the ground.
Yeah. I like the Renegade because you can get a manual.
Can you still?
Let's find out.
I think you can have a manual compass as well. You used to be able to anyways. Oh, Sport trim discontinued. That may have been the one. That may have been the manual. Yeah.
Let's see.
Because Sport on Jeeps is base model, steel wheels and everything.
Let's see. 2023 Jeep. Oh, they haven't come out with the 23 yet. Jeep. Wait, this is gotta be painful for everyone. Yeah, yes, I get it. Okay. Nope. All automatics.
Check compass. I'm just curious.
Yeah. Okay.
Because I know that my friend Autumn, her mom,
all
has
automatics.
Dang. What is she gonna do?
She will have to buy a Mini.
Yeah, she will.
Mm-hmm.
The only problem is she really only buys American stuff. So I think these were her last options. Her only
Wrangler
or a Bronco, but she doesn't want something that big. She wishes that the Bronco Sport came in manual because that's what she would have gotten.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing is manufacturers, and they've always been doing this for compact vehicles, like subcompact little cars and everything.
Yeah.
Manufacturers take one of two approaches: put out trash or put out something good. And most manufacturers choose trash for this segment.
Yeah.
Whereas
there's like 4 okay ones.
There's the CX-30, very good.
The CX-30 is not an okay one.
You're saying there are some separately okay ones?
Because we like the CX-30. The CX-30 is rightfully at the number 1 spot.
Yeah.
The HRV is okay. I don't have anything against. I don't like the Taos. I didn't like the Taos.
Mm-hmm. I know.
There were like a number of things about the Taos that I didn't like. Seltos is okay. The Kona's okay. Unless it's in N form, then it's great.
The other thing is, it's amazing how cheap Mazda manages to get the CX-30. You can get a base CX-30 for $23,000, and it's like, that's awesome. It's just really cool. Yeah. Very nice. All right, so we'll spend some more time with the
Infiniti Q50
and the Honda HRV.
HRV. Oh yeah, we were talking about the HRV.
And
so yeah,
we'll see if there's any reason you should get it over the Civic. But I think Chris is excited for our Copart subjects.
Oh, Emily bought Disney stock
Because Bob Iger is now the CEO again?
Yes. All right, let's see.
Why isn't she buying things like M Roadsters instead of buying
I have no
stock?
service right now.
Oh, that's good.
My phone just says no service.
You should be able to have Wi-Fi, right?
Oh yeah, why don't I not on Wi-Fi? Oh, I have Wi-Fi turned off. That's why. Okay, here we go.
Copart cars. Fun stuff.
Are you ready for the most exciting one?
Do you want to start with the most exciting?
Yes.
Okay, sure. I'm ready when you are.
633-775-02.
Ladies and gentlemen of the Daily Motor Podcast, this is a 2000 Chrysler Sebring JXI.
Yeah, what is that?
Not many cars that use the J letter in their acronyms anymore. I believe it was the... trying to come up with something funny. The
Xylophone.
Just Xylophone
Incorporated.
Yeah. That's awful. This was clearly hit in the front.
Yeah, but look how clean the interior is. That's why I'm using it.
Somebody babied this.
Yes, it's very
Babied
clean
the Sebring
inside.
convertible. You think I should buy this?
Yes.
How hard do you think it'd be to fix? Says it's running and driving. New radiator?
Yeah, core support, which look up if it bolts out or not. It looks like it.
Looks
like it does. I see a bolt right there.
Yeah.
Oh, those might just hold the fender on though, actually.
Looks
I
like
don't know.
Could I just hammer it out like I did with the Escape?
Probably.
Can I just drive it as is? Probably not.
Yeah, with some bungee cords over the hood.
Well, it looks like the radiator might need to be put
Replaced.
back in its proper place.
Yeah.
93,000 miles. Same gauge cluster as my minivan. What
Nice
is this?
top.
Oh, that's the convertible top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a
Okay.
Charlie car.
This is a very, in fact, I was just driving in to the office today and passed a 2 generations newer than this Sebring convertible, and I was like, someday I'll have to buy one of those.
Wouldn't that be a 200 convertible? No, it wouldn't be.
Not
Never
that
mind.
new.
Sorry.
Yep.
That would have been 3 generations after that.
Right. And just because it's almost like it's just destiny for me to own one of these.
It really is
some
because
point.
it's very much a Charlie.
It's a 4-seater convertible. The only problem is it's not a manual.
Yeah,
but-
that's true.
Yeah.
If it was manual,
But I'd still
probably
have
already
to have
own
one someday.
Could you put a manual into that? What engine's in it? Oh, it's a V6 in that. Wow.
Mhm. Yeah, it's probably not worth putting a manual into
Yeah,
it, though.
it probably has like 120 horsepower.
All right. Very cool.
All right, you ready for the next one?
I'm glad that this is the top, so we can only go down. from
Yeah,
here.
right. Okay. 635-177-22.
This is a 2007 Honda Pilot EXL.
Now, this may not look like a very exciting vehicle, but read the mileage.
I will in just a moment. Does it have your steering wheel in it?
The wood steering wheel?
Mm-hmm.
No.
You could purchase this and put in your wood steering wheel.
I
It'd be
know.
worth so much more.
I know I could.
It has 521,000
And that's legit. Look at the picture of the cluster.
There it is. That is a tall number. That is closer to 1 million miles than it is to 0.
Yep.
And honestly,
Not that damaged.
not that bad a shape inside
No,
either.
and it's pure sale.
Oh.
So
Unfortunately, it's in Ionia, and that's a little less convenient to get to.
yeah, but shipping's only $160.
And it's run and drive. Do you think it simply got insurance auctioned because literally anything that would happen to this car, it would get totaled out?
Yeah, I'm actually gonna pull up the auto check and see how many owners it's had. Do you have a guess?
2.
Yes.
Cool.
The first owner owned it for 7 years, and the second owner owned it for 7 years.
Oh, wow. They split it up.
Who put a bunch of miles on it?
I'm going to say the second owner.
It looks like, in 2015 it had 315,000 miles on it, and that was right about when it was sold. Yeah, that is actually when it was sold. So they both put a lot of miles on it.
Man.
Yeah, maybe they knew each other.
Kept
her going.
That's really cool. I mean, you'd want to take a look at the underside and see how awfully rusted it is.
It's probably quite rusty.
Yeah. But man, if we had a dealer's license and could get Copart cars for even cheaper, This would be great. Because even if we bought this for $500, you're like $1,000 out the door by the time you pay Copart fees and stuff, and that's not really worth it. But to make for a great little tow rig.
Yeah, it would.
What's the tow rating on these?
That's an EXL too, so it has leather and stuff, doesn't it?
Yeah. 35 to 4,500. I guess I would have thought it'd be a little bit more than that, but yeah. Cool. It's got the same tow rating as my Escape.
Oh my god.
All right, what else you got for us?
659 609 62.
This is a 2011 BMW 325 Xi. Why are you showing me this?
Because it's an wagon.
It is an wagon with only an headlight.
Yeah, it hit a deer.
Is it a manual?
All of the so this is in Kincheloe.
Mm-hmm.
All of the UP cars have deer damage. Every single one.
Yeah.
That's all they hit in the UP is deer.
The deer are the equivalent of the police up there because the police don't stop you for speeding. It's the deer.
That's right.
They would jump out in front of
Yeah,
you.
no, and I'm not being funny. If you go to the Kincheloe location and you scroll the auction, they're all deer hits. All of them.
Good.
Wait,
I have a story based on this. Did I tell you about the 5 Series wagon owner that I talked to 2 weeks ago?
Potentially.
I think it was the Monday. So I might have not told you about this, but
okay.
I think I told you before. There's someone in my neighborhood who has a E39 generation. I don't know what the chassis is for the wagon.
E39 is the wagon.
The green one.
Yeah.
Yep. He was coming into my neighborhood the same day that we had the CT4V Blackwing, and I was like, dude, I've got to talk to him. I've been wanting to talk to him for a while. So the fact that he was driving in, I like swooped around and went to his house and stuff. Definitely an enthusiast, as obviously you have to be to own that car. Works for Roush.
Oh, cool.
Mm-hmm. And the car has 350,000 miles on it.
Whoa, is it a 28 or a 40? 28's the inline
That's
6.
40, I think.
40's a V8.
I'm pretty sure.
It's a V8. I would doubt that would have 300.
Probably the 28 then.
Yeah.
It is a manual. It is a green manual wagon.
If it's a V8 manual, that's like insanely rare. It's probably
It's probably the
528.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. Thinking more about it. But yes, manual, and he's put most of the miles on it. He bought it like 10 years ago, something like that. He's just kept it running. He's put a new clutch in it over the pandemic and has done some other preventative work. It's definitely driver spec. Like the interior's got some wear and tear and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's a brown interior. So it's a green exterior, brown interior, wagon, manual. And he has a newer 3 Series wagon. As like a more reliable car, I guess. But he just loves driving
the 5.
The 5.
That's so cool.
It's so classy. It's really cool. Yeah. So mad props to this dude. And I told him if he ever sells it, please tell me first.
Okay.
Yep. All right. Back to the Copart.
I don't know that I have any others. Let me see. If there are any other ones worth showing. Oh, yeah. I've got one for you.
Okay.
Yeah, show this one. Why not? 591 425 62.
An older one. It's got a 5. Number 2013 Chevrolet Camaro LT.
But you'll notice that there's something special about this one. I'll let you figure that out.
White damaged. Looking through. Nice blue. Looking through some more. It's sort of salvage. It says run and drive. It's convertible. Pure sale. Automatic, so that's not good.
You haven't noticed what's special about it? Go to the picture of the seats. Look at the logo on the seat.
Oh, is it a Hot Wheels?
It is.
It's a Hot Wheels.
The Hot Wheels
edition.
Camaro.
I'm pretty sure Steve owned one of these.
Did he?
I think he owned this gen Hot Wheels. Now he wants to get the second gen Hot Wheels. Cute.
Yeah, Hot Wheels Camaro.
I've driven one of those.
Really?
Not this gen, but the new one.
Okay.
It's orange.
Was it a press car?
Yeah. I think that was the last Camaro press car that I've ever had. That was whenever that came out, like 2018.
Hot Wheels.
Some of them had like more Hot Wheels.
I think somebody took.
badging
Go
on
to
them.
the trunk. I think somebody took the badge. There should have been a Hot Wheels badge
Yep.
right there. Someone at the Copart lot probably took it.
Debadged the Hot Wheels car. But yeah, these wheels look like the Hot Wheels wheels.
Yep.
Funny.
All right.
Honestly, it probably wouldn't be that hard to fix up if it's pure
No,
sale.
it's
that's
an
not
automatic though, which is unfortunate.
Yeah.
If it was manual, then Charlie would be placing a bid.
Well, here is the thing: is we've been discussing if I'm gonna get a 4-seater convertible, should it be an M3 or should it be a Camaro?
I think it should be a Camaro. I mean,
Yeah.
I would rather have an M3, but I think for you it should be a Camaro.
Or should it be a PT Cruiser GT?
Or that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we tried that.
Yeah, that car did sell. Some poor sap is driving it around now.
Maybe he paid like $1,000 for it.
Yeah, I wish we had unlimited Carfaxes that we could just run.
Who does?
They don't pay per Carfax?
No.
They just get like a flat rate?
Yep.
You should just give us the login and we could just have a Carfax segment.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. Cool. Well, thank you all so much for tuning in to this episode of the DMPC.
Mm-hmm. Working on my posture.
Yeah, trying to sit up more.
Yeah.
That's good. Shout out to Emily for making us some cookies that have not created a bunch of burps.
Yeah, you
nice.
haven't burped.
Very straightforward.
Proves that you have a gluten intolerance.
Yep. Oh, yeah, I know. We are going to go and shoot more videos because that's all we do with our time. And if we're not shooting, we're editing. And we will see you next week for post-Thanksgiving and post-U of M Ohio State football game podcast.
And a Subaru Forester Wilderness.
Is that what we're getting next week?
Yep. Get excited, everyone.
And a Lexus RX. So we won't be able to use we won't be able to use the screen on one of them and won't be able to use the steering wheel on the other.
All right.
Good. And we'll see you on the next one. We're Charlie and Chris with Daily Motor. And as always, what are we alwaysing this week?
Walmart on.
Walmart on.